Hello.
yeah.
Hello, everyone. The doctor is in.
Okay.
We lost Dr. Mo, but she'll be back in a second. So today we have an amazing show with all these beautiful breasty things. And I'm going to, our show is called Breasty Love, right? All about breasty love. So I'm just going to start with a little video to introduce these amazing forces of nature. So I'm going to share my screen and let you guys get introduced by our really cool video. Guys, get introduced by our really cool video. I am passionate about living my best life. I am blessed beyond measure. I am Ricky. I'm a 7-year survivor of stage 3A triple negative breast cancer.
I am strong, I am loved, and I am blessed. I'm Helena, a 7-year breast cancer warrior. I am fun, I am determined, and I am purposed. I am Tasha, an 8-year survivor and thriver. I am sassy, I am silly, and I am sexy. I am Jeanette, a 2-year survivor. I am a Christian, I am tenacious, and I am resilient. I am Shonda Bellamy, and I am a 2-year breast cancer survivor.
I am funky, I am weird, and I am enthusiastic. I am Shantae, and I have stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. I am passionate, I am humble, and I am a warrior. My name is Terry Wade, a 9-month DCIS stage 1 and 2 breast cancer.
So wow, right?
Yes.
Okay, so a year ago, we all came together and did this play. And it was kind of like the breast cancer version of the vagina monologues, but even more fun. So let's start with you, Tallulah. Hey, Dr. Mo, I'm glad you came back. So let's start with you, Tallulah. Can you tell the story? So this is the brainchild of our 2 for 2 Boobs founder and CEO, Tallulah Anderson. So can you tell us the story of how you got us to this point and made us all
Sure. And from the clip, you can see I wasn't in the clip or the play because I was the producer. So I always get these crazy ideas, and I decided one time, I've always had the desire to do a play, but in talking to all of some of my breasty girlies that I call them, I realized that their stories were so differentiating and needed to be shared, because I've been sharing stories for many years now, collecting stories of women from detection to diagnosis to treatment and beyond. And everything just aligned, everything from the space being donated by Joe's Emporium of Playhouse here, to them giving me a wonderful director who pulled everything together. And just by talking and listening over time to some of these ladies here talk about their stories, I just knew from their personalities that they could deliver. So when I told them, they were like, huh? I didn't think they really understood. But when it, like I said, everything aligned and it just snapped and worked, and they were awesome.
That is great. We lost you a little bit. Are you there?
Me?
Oh, you're okay.
Okay. So it was great. And, you know, it was standing room only. And, you know, I was just so proud of how you all delivered. And, you know, I just knew it. I knew it in my spirit, even though the night before I wasn't too sure. But
Neither were we. We were
and I
all
had to whip. I had to bring out the whip and like whip them. Woo, woo. But I'm telling you, they came to practice. They really like put their all into it, and I just knew that they could do it, and they did, and it was just so powering, and it empowered them as well. And I believe those who were there, they got so much out of it. I mean, just the feedback from all those in attendance, and like Ricky said, for me, it was like, think of for colored girls only. It was just many stories all mixed in, and in it all tied together. And of course, we had some education there. We had, you know, some doctors, a breast doctor specialist, Dr. Hampton, a psychologist. And now we have Dr. Gary here because, you know, for me, the importance of stories is healing. And in our stories were a lot of healing. So I'm not going to talk. I'm going to let you meet these ladies and hear more.
Yeah. Hey, Tasha, you want to go first?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I'm Tasha Carter. I'm just so blessed that I am a part of Shades of Pink, and then not only blessed to be a part of Shades of Pink, but you know, many would think that contracting breast cancer is a curse, but I think actually contracting breast cancer has been a blessing because I've been able to reach so many other people, so many other women and men advocating and putting the word out that, you know, you can still thrive when you know, and survive, and you can still live life to your fullest, as many of us, all of us are doing. You know, I am a stage 1 breast cancer survivor and thriver. Next month will be 9 years.
Yay!
So I'm so looking forward to next year, my 10th year anniversary, and just celebrating and just, you know, just loving life and continuing to spread the word and just letting everybody know that, you know, life doesn't stop just because you get breast cancer. So mad ups to all us pink ladies, all us breasties, and I hope we continue to spread the word and let everyone know that we are still thriving and we still are surviving.
Right, right. Shonda?
Sure. So I want to start off by doing something that you all helped me with, that we surprised Tallulah with on the night of the show. So I'll start it off. Survive it and thrive it.
Surviving.
Survive it and thrive it.
Hey.
Okay, so we've been out of practice a little bit.
It's hard on Zoom. We got it. It's hard to synchronize.
Yeah. So that was my favorite part of the night with Shades of Pink, because Tallulah was very happy. She was afraid about me because during the practice portion, I was grieving because I lost my line sister to breast cancer. And so I was trying to hang in there, but I don't know what happened on the night of. I guess Tallulah really prayed the night before.
Yes.
You know, I was able to share my story, and I tell you, I thank God for these ladies on this live right now. Even on yesterday, as I was a part of a panel discussion on breast cancer awareness, I had my sister Shantae and my sister Tallulah on, and so my husband said the Shades of Pink was strong up in there. It's, you know, just awesome to be a part of a group of supportive women who know like what it is to you know, go through the treatment of breast cancer, go through the surgery of breast cancer, and still survive and thrive. And we are surviving and thriving.
Yes.
We are. Hey, Shonda, can you tell people how you diagnosed your breast cancer? Because I think it's such a, you know, well, we all have our stories, but it's so inspirational.
Sure. And so I actually detected a lump in my breast after I had a miscarriage. And so as I share, I went to my OBGYN on 3 different occasions to tell her, I feel this lump. And she told me each time nothing is wrong. And she even told me I was too young to have breast cancer. And so she never, scheduled an appointment for a mammogram. She never checked herself to feel the lump that I felt. And so I went on to my internal medicine doctor. He ordered the mammogram. He also ordered, gave me a referral to see a breast surgeon. And so upon going to do the mammogram, I had an ultrasound done as well. And so with that long story, I just watched women go in and out, getting dressed. And, I'm like, well, maybe it's because this is my first mammogram that I sat there and had to wait. And so, but a doctor came into the room to tell me that it's not this, it's not that, and that she thought it was breast cancer. And so in my mind, I'm like, well, they can't tell that from looking at pictures. And so I just dismissed her truly. And so when I said, she said, you need to see a breast surgeon. So I said, oh yeah, I have an appointment 2 months, away. And so she kind of got in my face to let me know like how serious it was and that she knew it was breast cancer, but she just didn't know the stage. And so when I did see the breast surgeon, had the biopsy done, I had stage 3 invasive ductal carcinoma, HER2, estrogen positive breast cancer. And so the breast surgeon went on to share with me that how I detected the lump had always been there, but how I detected the lump was trying to produce milk while I was pregnant. And so, I shared with the story with Shades of Pink, how I was going to name the baby Zoe, and,
Yes.
Zoe means life. And so I'm like, wow, so Zoe gave me life. And so I truly knew, that God was going to heal me because of how he exposed it. And so, I just thank God. It was just a moment that, the moment, you hear people say God works all things together for good, but I experienced it at that moment. And, it just took all the grief of the miscarriage away from me.
And that was one of the most powerful presentations during the play. Shonda's story was so touching, and especially when she talked about Zoe and showed the outfit that she had brought for Zoe, and she really bared her soul. And for her, when I asked her to be in a play, she was like, I don't know, Shonda can be kind of like, shy, and I don't know, but I wasn't sure how much she was going to share. But just like she just told you, her faith is very, very strong. And she said to me, as she experienced the miscarriage and the loss of really wanting this child, but in Zoe's death came life, and life for her to still be here, because God has a lot more for her to do. And Zoe will live forever in her heart and in her soul.
Amen. 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 Helena.
Hi,
Helena
everybody.
is the church lady.
Hi, everybody. I am Helena Johnson Dunston, and I'm actually an 8-year survivor this month and celebrating my birthday as well. So
Happy
October is a very, very special month for me. I was so thrilled to be asked to be in Shades of Pink, just about like all the other ladies, just nervous and didn't know if what I had to deliver was important. But as we did our practices and we got together and the friendships grew, and I just can't even believe it's been a year. Like, time has flown so quickly. And I've learned to love these ladies with all my heart. And they've helped me be able to deliver a truly profound message that survivors look fabulous. All of us. Just look at your screen. Look at these smiley faces. Look at these beautiful women.
Okay.
And I'm just so proud to be part of this little clique and be actually in the breast cancer family. As Tasha said, breast cancer is not a death sentence, and I never thought it was. And we are truly a testament to that as the years go by. And our friendships have made us stronger, and just been a blessing all the way around. One thing that I took away from being in the play was that I felt like I was stronger than I thought I was when I was going through my my journey, and just projecting the survivorship and sharing it with people. Again, how they were coming to us after the play and saying how much they enjoyed it. And I actually talked to a woman who hadn't decided she was even going to tell anybody about her diagnosis. And after hearing us and our testimonies, just was jumping out of her skin. She just couldn't wait to just start talking to doctors and making sure that she was on her road to recovery and being healthy. So just that minute after the play, I felt like we made an impact. And the one thing I wanted to go on to, even talking about Shonda's diagnosis and people saying you're too young, and I've just over the years I've heard different things come out. But the one thing I wanted to say was, to me, doctors are like shoes, because I love shoes. And you wouldn't try to squeeze yourself into a shoe because it's not going to fit and it hurts, and you're walking around and if it's the same doctor telling you the same thing, you're not going to go back to those shoes. You're never going to wear them again. So make sure you find a lot of shoes and you try them on. And believe me, doctors' egos are big enough to handle a rejection. If you say, oh, you're not giving me the bling that I need, so I've got to keep it rolling and go and try on some different shoes, because they're going to be just fine. Those doctors will be just fine. It's you that needs to advocate for yourself, and you that needs to find the correct fit and somebody that you'll go back to and trust and be able to go on your journey and keep yourself safe and healthy. And so that's my message for today.
And no one knows that story better than our precious Shantae, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Young Black women are being dismissed by the doctors and saying, you're too young, you don't need a mammogram, and she fought for 5 years, right? Girl, what's your story?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey y'all. Okay. I'm Shantae. I'm the youngest of the crew, but like I said, when Tallulah asked me to do this, I was just like, all right, sure. I've been in advocacy for a while. I have stage 4 metastatic breast cancer that has spread to my lungs, my hip, my rib, and my spine. And, I wanted to just be a representative of that group for young people, for young Black women, for about stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, because it's this big, scary thing that's not spoken about. And I just wanted to be that representative. And also I'm an extrovert by nature. And this was like the most creative format to tell my story. So I was like, oh yeah. She was like, you got a talent? I was like, I sure do.
Yes.
I was in the band. I've been in the band since like elementary school. I was in elementary and in high school and in college at my HBCU, Bowie State, okay? But I did a flag routine. And I was out of shape, but
yes,
it did what me back in shape.
Great.
But I thought that was
fabulous.
I thought it would be a creative way to express the good and the bad. And I think this play definitely this expressed like the good and the bad, and how Tallulah had it set up to break it down from diagnosis to detection. And my favorite part was the surviving and thriving component, and just how we live in our day-to-day lives.
Yes.
And we all have unique experiences, unique perspectives, and just unique ways of living. And these my girls, okay? So I be calling y'all up, be bugging people when I'm feeling bad, sad. They always around, sending me gifts and vice versa. So it's really good a support system, because a lot of times you think you're alone. And this really magnified that you're not alone. And what you go through, yes, may be unique, but it's still similar with everyone who's gone through breast cancer. And it's a bond that's never gonna end. Like we stayed over at Ricky's house, had like an overnight sleepover, and you know, we was just getting to know one another, and we just be like chilling at each other's houses and all that.
In New York. Don't forget
Oh
New
yeah,
York.
we went to New York, we went to the View.
Yeah.
You know, we do things together, and the more together we are, the more powerful we are to spread this word. You know, so it's pretty cool. And we got some shy people, we got some introverts, we got some extroverts like me. So it's a good little mix. It was fun.
Shantae, you really brought, I mean, talk about a flag presentation. She
Right.
brought down the house and when threw that flag down. Did y'all see when she threw it down? It was like, it's just such a ball of energy. And when I first met her, a lot of us met as part of a fashion show called Runway for the Cure.
Ramia.
And I think I came in and I was like, so why are you here? What like I was Oprah or something interviewing people, but she was the first one to like just come out and share her story. And I've never had anybody say to me, I'm metastatic. And I was like, and she's like, but I'm here. I'm still living my life. It wasn't like, woe is me type of moment. She was like, my name's Shantae. I might have this, I may have that. But hey, I'm living my life. I'm doing what I have to do because that's not going to stop me. And that's been her from day one. And she's just been so open and exciting and inspiring. And I call her my little sis because she just, you know, every time I talk to her, it just like grounds me and makes me realize how blessed I am and how blessed a lot of other people are who don't even have breast cancer or, you know, how blessed. Yes.
I give you energy. Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's my game.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Her fierce force of nature.
Yes.
Yep.
Her energy is boundless and infectious. So we love
Yes,
that.
that's it. You hit it, Ricky.
Yes.
Yep. Very
Yeah.
infectious.
Yeah. What was that game that we played where I lost?
Black card
Oh,
revolt.
Card, black people card.
we had, you know
Black
what?
card revolt.
I thought we
Yeah,
agreed.
your card was
Ricky
revoked.
didn't get
Talk about that
Her
again.
card was revoked.
Yes.
I thought we weren't
Yes.
going to talk about that again.
All
Now
right, take
that was funny.
it off the
That
table.
was very funny.
That was funny. Tiff, you want to go next? Tara, you want to go?
Sure, I can go next. No, let Antoinette go next.
Yeah, because I was the last
All
time.
right, you go.
So, okay, I'm Antoinette Barnes, and I was diagnosed with stage 2, and actually I'll be celebrating 3 years in December, so I'm excited because I know I'm going to still be here kicking it and doing me. I remember when Tallulah first approached me about this program she wanted to do, and I was gung-ho. I'm like, yeah, this sounds good, but I don't want to speak because I don't like microphones. I want you all to know I haven't been to my job since March, and nobody at my job has seen me because I won't log in and let them see my face. I have another organization to. When I log in, this is it. I have never logged in and let people see me. This is how much you all mean to me because I'll be like, I'll talk in the background. I'm like, you can just see my name. I look like I always look, you know? So I feel good about myself. I got up and I'm like, you gotta show yourself. You cannot show up. And it's because I love you all so much and this means so much and you all motivate me so much. This was like the best thing that I ever did. And I mean, we all know. I know that I'm a dancer. That's how I give my output. And that's why I told her, I said, I don't want to talk. If you had said just come on here and dance for a minute, I'd have been cool. I'd have just stood up and danced and walked off and said, y'all got it? See how I am, right? But breast cancer, when I first got it, you know, it really hit me hard. And I kept thinking, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just knew I was gonna die. I was just so depressed and so out of it because I have other issues that are going on in my life. And I'm just like, I can't believe you hit me with this too. What have I done wrong? You know? And I didn't tell anybody but my little immediate circle because my circle is small and I didn't want pity, but I'm like, I'm just gonna be true. I'm vain I kept thinking, you're gonna get sick, you see people when, you know how they look, and I'm like, oh my God, you're gonna be 10 pounds and your face gonna be something, and it was just like so bad. And then I went through chemo and got God's blessings and had more faith in myself and met people who were going through what I was going through. It's like, wow, get yourself together. And I'm gonna tell you, the biggest part of it was, Shantae, you have no idea how much you have blessed me. Yes, you have, little lady, because every time I even think about anything, I think about you. And you know how close we are. And when you post your thing, I'm going to treatment today, and I'd be like, that chick going to treatment once every 2 months for the rest of her life. You better shut your mouth and count your blessings and know how happy and how healthy you are. And all of you all, whenever, like when Tallulah calls up, I need you to dance. I need you to do this. I need you to do whatever. You just show up, and I love it. I love all of the things that when we get together, the stuff that we do, and we don't get together a lot all the time, but when we do, it's special. So that's what makes it good. And I think that this whole COVID thing has moved us so far apart. I mean, I was looking at all of our pictures today from the program a year ago, and I'm like, wow, we had so much fun that day back there, half naked, getting dressed, running out, makeup, getting ourselves together, practicing our speeches, who's going to say what. And it was great. And like you said, this really all goes back to Ramia and
You're right. Runway with the Cure.
So she had us all in there for the fashion show, and then Tallulah came in and she plucked us all out, and then Ricky came in and she pulled us into stuff, and all of us have different stuff going on. But guess what? If Helena, if you're doing something tomorrow and you call up and say, I need you all there, we're going to show up. If Pixie called and say, I need you to show up and do something, we're going to show up. We have a, what is it?
Camaraderie. A bond, right?
Right. We all come together and take care of each other. And I just feel truly blessed, and I thank you all. What I took away from all of this, I want to say real quick, was I don't know where other people get their lumps. Mine was here in my neck. It was a 3-inch lump in my neck, and it made me go to the doctor to see what was going on. And when she felt it, and she was like, I'm gonna send it in, go and get a biopsy. And I'm like, I'm going on vacation. I'll check that out. And I went to Cancun, and then when I came back, and they were like, breast cancer. From a lump up here, I don't even have no breasts, but I got a lump up here. So, it's just like, you have to know your body. You have to check your body. I mean, all the time. And I guess the only thing now I don't have to check them, but I have other stuff I have to check. And just know your body, check your body, and be in tune with yourself. I love y'all.
Oh, love you too. And she's another one that brought down the house with her dance performance. Yeah. And you made, what's the song? Every Mountain. Yes. For Every Mountain. I mean, every time I hear that song, I think of you. And even to the point when you performed it at the line dance event, I think I ran out before you was even done with the dance, interrupting the dance. But it just like, it stirred so much emotion, not just in me, but everyone who saw it. It was just so powerful. And then those who didn't see the play, I mean, the photos behind each performance just spoke words, and hers were so deep.
Thank you. I still
Mountain, you brought us over.
That's my blessing.
Yes.
Yep. I love you.
Well, since we have this on recording, you can't tell me that I asked you and you don't remember. And oh, Pixie, I didn't tell you I was going to do that. So, Ricky, you're listening. Everyone's listening. November 27th is Black Friday, but we're calling it Breasty Friday. So on Breasty Friday, we are having a program. It's virtual to some extent, but I was thinking about the song that this young lady's gonna sing, and I said, Ricky, Antoinette's gonna dance. Antoinette is, are you doing something? Are you saying something?
Well, first of all, we should give people some background. So on November 27th, it's Black Friday. And we came together with this wonderful group of these young women breasties called the Breasties. And I was on the phone with them one day and we said, we should do something really big. And so we decided we came up with this concept of Breast Cancer United. And so we said, who's going to go to a mall on Black Friday? None of us are going, no breasties are going to a mall, right? So why don't we take the time and walk? And so now we have 60 organizations. 60
Worldwide.
Worldwide, Europe and Africa, and we have Komen and breastcancer.org and 2 for 2 boobs, of course, and all the kind of bigger organizations, but we are all gonna, hey cutie, there's our baby there. We're gonna just take on the world, and it's not a fundraiser, it's about making a united stand together
Against breast cancer.
Eradicate breast cancer. And the way I kind of looked at it was like 20 years ago, the AIDS community all came together. They went to Congress, they went to pharmaceutical companies, and they said, we're having sex and we're dying. Like something's wrong. Like what's going on with this? We're sick and we're dying. Fix it. And they did. Magic Johnson is still alive, right? And now you can have it be undetectable, and there are all kinds of medication to live, and it's a chronic disease. So why can't we fix breast cancer? And so the purpose of this whole thing is to be just a united force of power, to show the power of all of our collective organizations and take a stand to the world. So, it's November 27th, 11 o'clock. We're going to be live here on blackdoctor.org. And yes, Antoinette, will you dance?
I'm not answering
Please.
that right now on camera. I'm not answering that right now on camera. Make a commitment. We can talk.
She has an agent now,
I may be out shopping.
You can shop after, you can shop.
You can shop online.
And then meet,
while we're walking.
you can meet at the site, dance, and go on back shopping. Because if my mama don't,
Video to show them. Plug in the video.
I can't even get the video from my mother. My mother has stolen the video.
I have the video. But before we even go more on that, Ricky and Pixie, you two were both part of the play as well.
I know.
So Pixie, can you just say a little bit about that, please?
Thank you, Tallulah, because she's not listening to me. Thank you.
Right.
We've had one of those weeks. It's been so busy. So this is really weird. So I have known Tallulah for a while. Tallulah would always say, girl, you running around this office looking for something to do? Go on in that cubicle and sit down. They're going to pay you anyway. I said, I'm bored.
Don't say that to her. I did.
They don't know where we were. I was bored.
Okay.
And I wanted so badly to make a difference in something. So she said, if you want something to do, come on, I'll give you some things to do. Fast forward, that ended, and I got a cryptic email from Runway for Cure, and I don't believe it even identified itself, to come to this first annual breast cancer survivor brunch. And you look at it, I never look at my spam mail. This particular day I looked, I was like, I ain't going to that. First of all, who told them I had breast cancer? So the day finally came and I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get dressed and go. And went into the venue and was getting ready to walk out. And Helena, hi, I'm Helena. Are you new here? Just very, she made me want to stay. And then everybody on the panel knows I'm a crier. So I didn't cry, I don't think. But then came Coco and Shell and Ramia. And that's how I was brought in to this wonderful blessing of a group. So after all of that, Ramia said, I want you to walk with me. I said, okay, where are we going? She said, no. I mean, like walk like a runway model walk. I said, oh no, I can't do that. She said, why not? I said, well, I'm just not really that shy. As it turns out, I'm having my double mastectomy, and that's a week, 2 weeks later, and I just can't do it. And I showed up anyway. And I met Ricky. And Ricky came in, she said, shit, that's her favorite word, or the F word.
Thank
If
you.
all
for
of these
that.
walking,
Hello.
if all of these people, young girls walking around with nothing on, surely I can walk around with nothing on. And
I didn't really
then
say
I,
that, but okay.
what? What? What'd you say?
I didn't really say nothing on.
Well,
Because
something,
I could wear booty shorts like these real
I,
models.
I didn't want to say the word booty.
Okay.
So to make a long story short, it was a success. I made friends that I needed in my life at various times in my life. I met my aunt's soror. I met a couple AKAs. And I got a call from Tallulah. Actually, I don't even think it was a call. It was a text message. And she said, you know, I've been wanting to do my story and I've been seeing your hashtags and I want you to be in my play. I was like, a play? I was like, okay, what do I gotta say? Well, it's a little bit different than that. You know how my hashtags was, my breasts don't define me. My bald is beautiful. Breastless, bald, beautiful, those types of things. Because I, like Antoinette, was like, oh my God, if I lose my hair, oh my God, my breasts have never been a happy scene for me. But when we came, we all showed up and it was like we had known each other forever. We showed up at Joe's and I think Shonda was trying to find a parking space. And I was like, well, where are we all gonna park? Is this little place? You know, we all going back and forth, back and forth. Here comes Ricky flying, pulls in, gets a parking space. She's in, and we still looking for a parking space. But got in, met everybody, and it's like one big family. Literally.
Thank you so much for being a part, because you were a big part of making it a success too. And like your hashtags, you really told that story of accepting your beauty for where it is now. And beautiful you are so much. And Ricky, and you were my facts lady, and you still giving the facts. But for me, you were that woman who is successful, corporate life. I'm too busy to stop to go and see what my doctor talking about. I'll talk to you later. I got this to do and that to do. So I knew you could give a different perspective. And also because of your diagnosis, which is the most aggressive type of breast cancer. So I believed and knew that you would deliver that in a way that it could be understood and challenge those in attendance and others who may have seen the clips to really be educated on the fact that younger Black women are dying and dying from the most aggressive type of breast cancer.
Yeah, triple negative, it's not fun, you know, and we know triple negative affects Black women at twice the rate. And you know, Tallulah, I do believe in the numbers. I look at the numbers every day. I look for new facts every day because they just get more and more devastating for Black women. You know, we're dying at a 42% higher rate for a lot of reasons, but the triple negative plays a big role, and we don't have enough science. I say this every day, and so really that's why I started Touch, because I want to bring science to our conversation, because we really do have a different breast cancer. We have a different disease. because, white women are not dying at the numbers. I just want mortality rate mortality. I don't want anybody to die of breast cancer, but Black women should not be dying at a 42% higher rate. It's unacceptable. It's just unacceptable and unnecessary. So we have to figure it out. We have to figure out the science. And part of the whole Breast Cancer United thing was to bring attention to this and like people make, kind of force the conversation. And so we're working hard really every day to do more research, to get more women involved in research, to understand why we don't do research, and why we don't participate in clinical trials. And we have to solve that, because unless we, really all of the drugs that we have right now were tested on white women, right? On white women. We don't know how they work on us, right? Most drugs overall are tested on white men in the world for everything, for blood pressure, for whatever, diabetes, whatever. So we have to find the drug that works on our biology, our physiology. And until we do and get that little bottle that says, this is for Black women, we're going to keep dying. And so that's what I'm trying to do. And a lot of it is that we're afraid to do these trials. I mean, we have a lot of bad history. We have a lot of, bias. We have a lot of mistrust in the system, but we have to overcome that. And so kind of my new tagline, my new hashtag in this campaign we're about to start is do it for your daughters. Do it for that grandbaby, Helena, do it for your grandbabies, Antoinette. Do it for your daughter, Tasha, and do it for your daughters, do it for your sons, do it for your kids, do it for your grandkids. So whatever fear we have in engaging in research, we have to figure out how to overcome that hurdle. And we as Black women, we take care of everybody. We do everything for everybody. I mean, I had to learn in my breast cancer that I was creating my own dependencies. I created my 30-year dependency of my husband and my 10-year dependency of my business partner. I did it. I got you. I'll do it. I'll take care of it. And we all do that every day. We're always the one raising our hand saying, I got you. I'll take care of it. And you have to stop that music and put the mask on yourself and fix that. But I had to realize that I was causing that, right? And come to the point that my peace is non-negotiable. But we have to figure out how to get rid of these fears that we have about research and engage and get the drugs that we need. So that's what we're all about trying to do at Touch, at least for the moment. And
you in those boots, she showed up for the performance with a bra and a blinged out bra and those blinged out boots. And she had the attention of everyone. She brought the facts, she shared her story, and she led the group out. The energy, she set the tone because she was the first one out there. And
dance, right?
Yeah, and she brought the dance. So yeah, always dancing. Right. But I just love these ladies because we could kiki with each other all the time. I learned that word from, I think, Shante. We could kiki and have a lot of fun and everything like that. And we continue today. We may not talk every day. We're connected, especially this month, through so much that's going on. And these ladies just support as much as they can, when they can, and we do the same for them. And that's just what that bond is. And when you have a bond with people who have some similar experience with you had and can really understand it, even make it it makes it even closer. I mean, we may disagree on things and et cetera, but deep down, hey girl, what you need, what you want, et cetera. And I'm here, and I just appreciate so much all of you guys for being a part of the play and still a part, because we got, like Ricky said, we still got much to do, right, y'all?
Work to
Right.
do.
Always.
Always. That's
And
right.
that time gone.
Yeah. And I meant to say, when Tasha spoke, one of the reasons Tasha was asked to be in the play because she is so strong. That girl, you should see her muscles. And when at the end she went like this, it was like, oh my God, look at her. I mean, she is all about being fit, looking good. Not to mention all of y'all are so beautiful. Yeah.
I would like for us to do something again, for sure. With Touch, you guys have no clue, and I'm just going to seriously, I'm throw it out there, how busy Touch, Ricky, and I are. You just have no idea. Like, you literally have no idea. And there's so much to do and so many people we need. Like, how many calls do we get a day, Ricky, from a young lady, 19, breast cancer?
We get a lot. I mean, we get
so many people. And what I do, what Ricky has allowed me to do is to tell the story of my family. And by that, I mean Helena, Tallulah, Shonda, and post it live either on Facebook or on our website, because we're getting a lot of women who just want to hear it from somebody else. But like you said, they're too afraid. You know, as Black women, I ain't telling my bad, I'm not telling that, but you'll tell me you slept with his husband, but you don't want to tell me you have breast cancer. You know, we hear this every day, and I would love to have each and every one of you pick a date. It doesn't have to be a Thursday, but it's called Thriver Thursdays, where we can just sit and talk about your life now, your marriage now, how it's changed you as a grandparent, Helena, how it changed, COVID changed your son's wedding, you know, and then, you know, it's just always something. And
yeah, it is. And like you said,
really,
it really is.
You guys all the time.
And you know what? And Pixie, I think what was birthed out of this is that we all saw where our strengths were and how we could advocate, how we could support each other's advocacy. And whatever we're doing, you have Touch, you have Shonda still with her organization, Picket Fences, and she's extremely busy too. However, even though she's working with seniors, there's seniors who are touched by, there's seniors who are touched by breast cancer. And so we're working together. You know, she reached out to me to share information, to share resources, etc. So we can support each other in those kind of ways as well. And you have others as well doing those things. So the thing for me is that whatever we do, that we find the time when we can to support each other. You called me about that this week, and hey, I had time. Yeah, I had time to do that. So we're excited about all the new things that you guys have coming up, and a lot of us have. I know the time is going fast, but if we could like share some like funny stories too, and talk about what's upcoming for all of us.
So we just need to get it out, and it starts. I've been saying this for how long, Ricky? 6 months. I want to go into the school systems. I want to talk to these young women. I had a mask when I was 9. Ricky, Terry Lynn, you know you can't go nowhere to no school, girl. It's COVID. Maybe we can do something online. Maybe we can do something. But I think collectively, because that's what Touch is about. Touch is an alliance. It's an umbrella. And Picket Fences is under that umbrella. 2 for 2 is under that umbrella. And Tasha, I'm coming for you too, because I need you to do the warm-up exercise on November 27th. So it's an umbrella. And that umbrella can be as wide as we need it to be.
And also, when you speak of the schools, you know, it's looking at boots on the ground organizations like mine out here who've been doing it for a long time that may already have those programs, and
Right.
identifying them and pulling them in to lead those,
Right.
and to do them in other cities. And there's several that I know already do those type of things, or have plans to do those type of things. And it's just connecting with
Right.
those smaller organizations who are really touching the people and making a difference. I mean, we all make a difference. But what I'm saying is when the community sees that, and then they hear about what's needed up above and on the research side, then, you know, they get behind that as well. So everybody grows and everybody's together. So it's a united force. So yeah, we're all with that. And I think that all can happen. And we also need releases like fun and different outreaches like some of us do, like I just did with the brunch, or you have coming up with the walk, which you have coming up on Halloween. But I don't want to just be the talker or you. Let's hear from the other ladies too. Come on, you guys, jump on in here.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
jump
tell us
in.
what you
I'll jump in. So I want to share something. I want to piggyback off of something Ricky shared. So Ricky, when you talked about the importance of being in a trial, I was actually forced into a trial during treatment for chemo. And so one of the drugs that I was on, it caused heart failure. And so in order to continue treatment for chemo, I had to enter into this trial. But as I was participating in the trial, I did understand the importance because I found out that a lot of African-American women had that same effect, you know, with that particular drug. And it was Herceptin, they think. And so I think on Ricky interviewed Matthew Knowles, and I think the gentleman was, what's his name? Aubrey.
Aubrey.
He was awesome.
Sweetheart, Aubrey, yeah.
Right. And so Aubrey shared the same experience. And so that he, as a man with breast cancer, had that same heart failure while he was very interested in finding out. I know that trial is still going on, but it is important. So like Ricky said, like the drugs that are being designed, you know, for us, not really for us, but those are the drugs that are out there. So it is very important to participate in a trial. And so one thing about it, so we'll go back to the laughter. So how I actually, you know, found out I had heart failure. Tallulah, you know, I've known Tallulah for over 16 years. We went through a discipleship program together. And so, you know, I'm always trying to be prepared before things start. So Tallulah had shared that, you know, when she went through treatment, like, you know, in a couple of days, she was good. So I didn't ask any questions. Tallulah did tell me, don't compare yourself to others, like, you know, while you're in treatment. So my first treatment was an 8-hour treatment. And then, you know, after that, it was, you know, 6 hours every 3 weeks. And so when, you know, after each treatment, I felt weaker and weaker. And it was like a whole week I felt down. And so I'm like, well, Tallulah said in 2 days, she was up and she was going. So I was like, I'm getting up out of this bed.
Forget what you heard. I'm getting up.
You just have to give your body time to adjust. And so you can't compare yourself to other people and push through it. But, you know, but thank God I found out that, you know, that it was due to heart failure. But, you know, it was just funny how I tried to push myself. And, you know, Shantae has to ring me in sometime too. We had a conversation maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. And she said, I said something about I wasn't feeling well. And she was like, you need to slow down. You need to rest. And so I received that from her. I can't receive that from other people when they tell me I get mad. But when she said it, I'm like, yeah, you're right. But, you know, we have to take care of ourselves.
Self-care.
Survive and thrive. But yes, self-care is good.
She always gives a great reality check too.
Yeah.
And I love when she says, you know, all right, you know, but you got to pace yourself, you know, and pick the things that are really important. And we do, you know, but.
And you got to go and get these eggs. You got, you know, the don't come out the hen half. Everything.
But So I know, Ricky, you're the host of this show. I'm acting like I'm the host, but
Ricky, tell a funny story about me.
it's just fun to be here with all of you guys. But I know we only got a little bit more time left, but can we talk a little about take like a minute to talk about anything happening with each of us, or, how we get in touch with Touch and share with the audience and stuff like that?
We have a little more time before we do that. We'll go
Okay,
around.
cool.
Can people see the
Yay.
videos?
Get everybody
Yay.
and stuff. But no, I think that what I've learned is that I have wonderful friends, I have wonderful family, I have a lot of support, and this club is not one that you choose to be in, but once you're in it, it's really unconditional love. And I love you guys so much. I appreciate you so much. But I think that I hope that people can see what we have for each other, because it's really it's bond that's unbreakable. And
We didn't want to join.
it's hard to even describe. It's almost like becoming a grandmother, Helena, right? It's like a feeling you can't really describe, right? Until you're in it. But
Until you're in it.
Until you're in it. But it's really it's a really special thing that I treasure. And I so love you guys. I think that I hope that other survivors will take that, because no one fights this fight alone. We can't, and we can't even do the work alone. That's why we have an alliance, because we all have kind of our expertise in our lanes, but unless we link arms and work together as allies, we're never going to change these numbers, and we must change these numbers. We must. It's just unacceptable. So we have to keep fighting like girls every day to do that, and so I appreciate everybody's work that they do, but even just when you meet a stranger on the street and I'm wearing my pink shoes, right? Like, well, why do you have on pink shoes every day? Well, because this is my story and this is who I am, and it helps somebody else either check their breasts. And until we have young women, when you go ask for birth control pills, you need to be checking your breasts.
Oh yeah.
You need to put that on the table. And the other thing that we can do as survivors and thrivers is to put the conversation on the table, and I know, Tasha, you talk to your kids about it, and Helena, we all, and Antoinette, our kids are all in it. We all, when the mama gets sick, everybody does, right? So it's so important that we have these conversations and not have secrets and not hide it, and not, and know her story. So yeah, I don't know. Tasha, you want to tell a story about your daughter? How did she react to your breast cancer?
Oh my gosh. It was, I'll never forget, I was at work, and, when I first discovered my lump, I went to the doctor to have it checked out, and I waited my 3 days as they told me to, because I had to get a biopsy. And I was at work. It was a clear, sunny, beautiful day in DC, and I got a phone call, and I heard those 3 words: "You have breast cancer." And it was just, I'm sorry, 4 words, but it was devastating. And I called my husband immediately, and I came home, and they were at school, and we just waited, until they got home, because I had to go back to the doctor, to talk further about what types of treatment and, things of that nature that I would have to go through. And when they came home, we actually waited till the end of the weekend, because we didn't want their weekend, both her and my son, we didn't want their weekend to be ruined, because they had plans going on. And so when we sat down, it was late in the evening, sat down and talked to both of them. And my daughter actually was very, very calm. She's always the strong one, not super emotional, but she kind of keeps her feelings suppressed. And I think maybe when she went to her room, she may have cried a little, but she was showing her strength, to me, and showing me that, it's gonna be okay. My son, on the other hand, actually was very emotional. He cried till no end. And, he just said to me, "Mommy, I don't want you to die." And oh my gosh, that really broke my heart, because I didn't want him to, you know, think that this was it, that this was, you know, breast cancer was going to break me, you know. And so I stayed strong for him. And I said, look, I said, I'm going to be okay. You know, I don't want you to think that, you know, just because mommy has gotten breast cancer, that's going to take me away from you. I'm going to be here for you and Alexis, no matter what. If I can also add, I think we all have our own, you know, little initiatives that we do. And normally during the month of October, which I call Pinktober, I do 31 days of pink.
Yep.
I try to do I do a photo shoot, and I try to display for 31 days, and breast cancer is beyond just 1 month. But I try to show during that month, especially in different outfits, and just to show women and men, you know, that even though you may not feel good when you have breast cancer, or even though you may feel that you are, you know, you look terrible, or, you know, you like Antoinette said, you've lost weight or what have you, that doesn't stop you from continuing to live life. And I just want to show people that you can still, you know, live to past here, you know, while you have breast cancer, before you even know that you were diagnosed with it, but while you have it and beyond, you know, you can look fabulous. Even when you think you don't, you can still look fabulous, you know. And I think that has actually touched a lot of folks. I didn't get to do it this month because I do have a whole lot going on over here. Some of you all know, some don't, but I got a whole lot going on. But I still, you know, I'm definitely gonna do it next year, especially for my 10-year anniversary. But
Yay.
you know,
Yeah.
and
Nice.
hopefully that'll be even something extra, because that'll be my 50th year. So, but
Yay.
you know,
Yeah.
just
Party.
yes, I'm excited. But you know, just yeah, it can affect your families, you know, with what you're going through, especially your children. But James, my husband, has been my rock when that, you know, when that happened, and we came home and he told me, he was like, look, I got you. God's got you. We'll get through it together. And it's a family, you know, just like
Yep.
our sistership, our sisterhood, you know, our pink breasty ship. We
Right.
all will get through it together.
We will.
I
Thank
think I wanted to, that was really good information, Tasha. And I think I wanted to just touch on, like, you know, the uniqueness and the creative format this has done. Because, you know, like Tasha said, she kind of, everyone takes information differently, and we all learn differently. And some people are more visual, some people are more listeners, some people read more. And I think just given that overall variety of spreading the knowledge, we will reach more people. The more creative we are in the component of sharing, the better we can be, and hopefully the better we can reach research people and change these dynamics, and, you know, change the mortality rate, because at the end of the day, that's the goal, right?
Right.
However it has to happen, when it has to happen, what has to happen. The point is, it has to happen, and we have to do it in a good way. We have to do it in a positive way, but also give it the real way. You know, I'm an optimistic realist, you know, and I'm you know, you got to show the good and you got to show the bad.
Yes.
You know, you can't just
Yes.
say just one
Everything's
side
good,
and the other.
right.
100%, the holistic approach is key. And however it's got to get done, it's got to get done. And I just think this was, like, for real, like, the best format and the most creative way. I just hope that we could just spread that video to everybody so they can see it.
No, we have to figure out how to do that. You got to tell us that. But the other thing too, you know, is like, I look at October, and we're calling it Touchtober, okay?
Yeah.
But it's like Black History Month. All right, hello, we're Black, you know, for 365 days a year. So we need to be talking about breast cancer all year long, not just in October. And there's clearly a lot of attention on us right now, but that's part of even why we're doing Black Friday, because it's not in October. And frankly, we should be doing something, you know, every day, every month, every minute. You know how I feel about that. But does anybody else want to share? We looked at Les Helena. And so how'd your kids take it?
When I first found out, my son actually was living in New York. right? He worked for Enterprise, and like Tasha, my daughter took it very easily. My son was the one.
You live in DC, so you live in Maryland, yeah. in
Right,
Maryland.
Maryland, yeah. He was the one that takes it hard, you know, because I'm his mama.
It's that
But-
mama's boy thing.
Yes, and yeah, that's it. And I remember he came down and we found out what was going on and how chemo was going to be. And he came down on a Monday and he told me, he said, I'm going back to work and I'm going to ask them to move me. He worked for Enterprise, right? And this has always made me love Enterprise because I work for the federal government. This could never happen like this. He went home on a Wednesday and told them, my mother has breast cancer, my grandmother has dementia, and I gotta go home. And that Monday, he was home in Maryland on Branch Avenue working at the Enterprise.
Wow.
Home. And he went to every chemo with me, him and my daughter, you know, and it was so good to have them sitting there with me. But when I say, that's what I pray for. When my girlfriend, she said, what do you need right now that's gonna make you happy? I said, for Tony to come home, because he's Tony Barnes like I'm Tony Barnes. And he came home, and I mean, he took it hard, but it made us close. And I know y'all seen the pictures. When I went through chemo, I cut my hair off right away. I went in, well, I fooled my daughter. She shaved hers off, then I shaved mine, and he shaved. We were all walking around with bald heads, and my grandbaby was like crying. She was 2 years old. I don't want to shave my head. But she didn't. She was scared. But yeah, my son, he's the one that takes it the hardest when something happens to me, and I like that because I need my daughter to be strong. You know, my mom has dementia. I was able to tell her that I had breast cancer, but she can't take this ride with me. She took it with her mother. My grandmother had breast cancer, but she can't. I can't go to her for any advice or anything. She's in a home, right? And so she can't. I can't share this with her. So my daughter is my go-to person, you know, so she's the strong one. And then my son is the one that, you know, he's kind of more on the emotional side, but I needed that, you know, and
Yeah.
I've been in the government for over 30-something years. You can't get home like that. They're not sending you home. I don't care how good you know somebody. That when I went to chemo that Wednesday, he was sitting there beside me and I'm like, how long are you here for? He says, they got me a job here. I'm not leaving. God is good.
God is good.
Ah,
That's good. That's good. But that's why, you know, we're so blessed to have, you know, our families and have each other. And I love you guys so much. And I'm so glad you were here today.
Right
We have
back.
to do this again.
Thank you.
can't
I
wait
really
to have another
appreciated
sleepover
this.
party. So,
Yeah, and one thing that came out of this is for me is that I've always done like creative things, and this just showed me that with, you know, faith and, you know, the friends and contacts and connects you make, you can go so far. So I'm glad to announce that, you know, from Shades of Pink comes Shades Pink, and you guys are my family, but I also have my BET family. So now I'm together with Lisa Johnson Smith, who used to be the host of Teen Summit. She's a survivor, and we're doing Shades Pink coming soon. You'll see the broadcast. Our BT fellow BT family is behind, and one of the first people we'll be talking to is Ananda coming up this week, and you'll hear a little bit more. But think of Shades of Pink, because it's going to be a little bit of Shades of Pink in what we do. So it's taking it a little bit out of the box.
Awesome.
But
Great.
some of you have already participated in some of our interviews, so look for it coming up. So we're really excited about that, and the people who are working to make it like going to be something different and encouraging and educational as well as inspirational, with a little fun, a whole lot of fun, and a whole different turn on how we deliver the information. So I'm glad to be here and support Touch and all of you of what you're doing. And I'm just excited about the next steps
great.
and everything that came
More
from the
lives.
play and beyond.
And
You know
saving more
what?
lives, saving more lives. So how do we get in touch with you, Tallulah?
Can I
So
say something real quick about a fun time that we all had when we went to visit, when we went and did that Facebook video with the young lady on Georgia Avenue. Do you remember that,
Oh,
Tallulah?
Fred- Radio interview, Fred Howard.
Oh
Renee-
my God,
Renee
it was so
Allen
cold
show.
outside. We couldn't find a parking space, but we had so much fun that night, laughing and ringing the bell and.
Oh, you're talking about Renee show.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Renee
had
is
so
always
much
here.
fun.
Her and Madeline Will. Oh, and before I mention it, we had one other group member who couldn't stay and be a part of the play, but she was there in spirit and she was there that night. And that's Kim Booker.
Hey,
Hey,
Kim.
Kim. We love you. We miss you.
We miss you, Kim.
But you can get in
Kim,
touch with me at 2for2boobs.org or just hit me in an email, 2for2boobs@gmail, and follow me on Facebook, 2for2boobs, and on Instagram. And stay in the connect. We'll keep you connected, letting you know what I'm doing, what whoever else is doing, especially Touch and some of the other sisters on the line on this program.
Great. Antoinette, how can we reach you if anyone wants to reach out?
Who's trying to reach me, first of all? Because
A nice man, a gorgeous man,
Agent. Remember,
a gorgeous man,
you
Yeah,
said you were
baby.
sexy.
if you want to reach
gorgeous man, honey.
Sexy.
Barnes.
What
I
you
love
are?
it.
What you
I
are?
love it.
If you'd like to have a discussion with me about anything about cancer or some encouragement or any information about liturgical dancing, you can reach me, Antoinette M. Barnes, on Facebook, and I'm Sexy Nana 59 on Instagram.
Yes.
But she's not 59, she's 39. So make sure you have your ID when you call her.
How about you, Tasha? How do we reach you?
I'm on Facebook, Tasha Carter, and IG, you can reach me at I am Tasha Fierce. Oh, and since we're giving out the extras, I do poetry reading. I'm an author.
Yes.
So if you need any poetry read, I'm your girl.
All right, so we're gonna do your poem at the end of the walk, okay?
Okay.
Now my program is finished.
Oh, and let me say, I don't know if it's been said, but until we find a cure, early detection is
Is
key.
paramount.
It's our only
Take
department.
2 minutes to check you too.
Key.
Yeah.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
Be
two.
one with yourself.
Shonda, how can we find you?
So on Facebook, it's my whole government name, Shonda Pickett Bellamy. I also have a nonprofit, Picket Fences Senior Services, and it's the whole government name, Picket Services on Facebook. And I'm also on Instagram, almost my whole government name, Shonda P. Bellamy. And if you have any, if a senior does need assistance in Prince George's County, they can always call me at 301-358-2066.
And you guys, you can put all your stuff in the chat too, if you in the comments.
Okay.
Great. And Shantae.
Okay. So you can catch me on Instagram. I've been on Facebook forever, so Instagram is where I be at all the time. Shantae19, that's SHONTE19. And I have a farm if you want to follow, if you're interested. Curemore Farms, that's CUREFMORE Farms.
Great. And Helena with that cute baby. Introduce that baby.
This is Logan.
Hey,
This is my
Logan.
heart.
Oh.
So I'm not real big social media. I do have an Instagram because my daughter made me have one. It's Nathan Lack. And Facebook is my government name, Helena Johnson. I just want to close that by saying, again, October is my birthday month, and I think that you should find a month that you're definitely going to check your breast and do your breast exams, although you should do it every month, but at least have a target month, because celebrating your breast by checking the breast that you love, because I know you have a pair.
Got my love.
Well, let me share, Helena. I'm having a new grandbaby, my son, in March, and her name is going to be Logan.
Oh.
Oh, well, Logan family.
The Logan family, yes.
That's awesome. I know I'm having another one in March too, and we have two girls already, and so everyone can say it's a boy. No, it's a girl.
Okay.
on it, so.
Oh, you're having a girl again? Another one?
We don't know for sure, but I know.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right,
No,
okay,
deep
all right.
down.
I know. I told her she was pregnant, so whatever, twice. So.
Intuitive you are.
Have to go feed my
Oh,
grandbaby.
and
So, love you guys.
love you
Okay.
too. Thank
Bye.
you. It was so good to see all of you.
Yeah, so good to
And
see you.
Ricky, we
Yes.
we have to say, go to, Touch to find out more. And I think you guys got like t-shirts and face masks, just like I do. Thanks everyone for wearing their t-shirts.
Have a
And
store on our website.
right.
Yeah, everything's on our website, Touch BBCA. Come to our Halloween walk next Saturday. We're going to be walking on blackdoctor.org, 11 o'clock Eastern time. And it's all on our website. And then go check out breastcancerunited.com, sign up for the walk. But also, we'll put it in the comments, but we dance every day at 3 o'clock for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes, just one song. We'll put it in.
Unless she's not around, then I dance for as long as I
We'll dance for 5 minutes. We're gonna do that for this whole October for bone health. And thank you guys so much. I love you so much.
Thank
You
you.
too. Thanks
Love
for
you.
having us. It was a lot of fun. Love you guys.
Thank you, Ricky.
I didn't even take a picture of us on the screen, so I gotta get that real.
On the live.
I got a picture. Breasty love. Give me some breasty love.
Thank you.
Breasty love.
Breasty love.
Yes, yes.
Gary, get your breasty love up here.
Oh, sorry, you said breasty.
Yeah.
Oh, Brett.
It's like that, yeah.
I
Bye.
can't do that.
Love.
Okay, let's do
Your
this.
fingers
Hey,
don't do that?
Bye.
come on, Shonda.
My
Shonda,
fingers.
come on.
Pixie,
Is it-
put your hands down,
Right.
Pixie.
Signing off. Bye.
Bye.
Love y'all.
Shantae, Pixie.
Bye.